Welcome to the East High edition of the Waterloo School Student News. I'm John Magnuson.
And I'm Malaya Williams.
Malaya, have you ever gone to a counselor at all during the school day or anything?
Yeah, they help me with like scheduling, things like that.
Okay, not just teachers support and guide students through their high school experience. Let's find out more about East Counseling Services.
I think we're trying to change the face of what counseling looks like, so we want to be there 100% for our students.
I think a lot of times counseling is thought of as you just help them with kind of the bad stuff, but there's a lot of good stuff that comes with it too, and so overall it's the relationships.
I see myself as more of a support system for the students. I'm here for whatever they might need, whether it's scheduling help, help on exploring college. I feel like they need that person that they can come to and that they trust to just kind of be there for them.
Providing them support to overcome any barriers that they have that get in their way of being successful in school. So whether that's transportation or a mental health issue or a conflict with a student at school or conflict with somebody at home, something that's getting in the way of them being successful at school, that's really what is at the heart of my job.
We're trying to just make ourselves available in whatever aspect that's easy for them to get in contact with us.
We have some mental health resources on there, a little bit about each of us, and some post-secondary information. Students are still quick to come to our drawer of scholarships, and so I want to make sure that students know that those are available online too.
The thing that I enjoy the most is watching some of the kids that did not think were going to make it. And I've actually had my first kid come back last year and thank me. That was probably one of the biggest aha moments I've had since working in school.
I do love the connections and the relationships that I make with the students, and when you get to see them kind of overcoming something that they've really struggled with in their life and being successful and getting that diploma or figuring out where they want to go in life.
They appreciate the realness and building that, relationship on like, we can be honest with each other and we're just going to work through it.
I am a counselor and I'm passionate about helping my students.
I'm a counselor and I love building relationships with my students.
I am a counselor and I enjoy helping students.
I am a counselor and failure is not an option for my students.
I'm Patricia Valdovinos.
And I'm Sharif Salas.
LEGO Leagues are engaging hundreds of students across our district. Check out the team building among members of 2 LEGO Leagues at Orange Elementary.
Nice.
Should we use this fish like on the wall in the aquarium?
Something to go like a base.
We have 2 teams now that are competing at the first level, and they began this same way. They started out as junior First LEGO League students and developed the skills as well as the personal skills, getting along, sharing, and working together. It's been fun to watch them grow and develop in that way too.
Respect, share, be nice, listen, synergize, have fun.
The LEGO League has a theme, and this year it's on learning. And so they're creating displays to show places that they can learn. In the junior First LEGO League team, there's about 20, and then in our first LEGO League teams, we have another 18 students as well.
You gotta use your robot and program it so that you can do missions, and then when you go to a competition, you try to get points by doing as many missions as possible.
These are small motors, and this is attached to this through a very complicated attachment. And then with this up here, they're throwing arms, and that's the first block. These are move blocks, which you use to move your robot around. We got the ball into the net, we lined up right, and now we're trying to get back to home base.
We drive up here, and then we turn left here, go forward, put our arm down, back up, and then we lift it up, and then we come back.
Gracious professionalism means make sure everyone's basically included and they're also having fun.
They are doing a lot of sharing, a lot of planning, and it's a win-win for the whole team together. It's not just about one, it's about all.
I'm Annie Grove.
And I'm Jake Wright.
Hoover Middle School and Lou Henry Elementary are named after former President and First Lady. Herbert Hoover's great-granddaughter visited both schools to give students a history lesson about the building's namesakes.
Do you know anything else about Lou Henry besides the fact that she was the wife of the president?
Yeah. My name is Leslie Hoover Lobble, and I'm the great-granddaughter of Herbert and Lou Henry Hoover. So I take my job as a descendant as, at this point, it's kind of like a myth buster. So many misconceptions have been given about great-granddad, and as you know, not a whole lot about Lou Henry. And I really have a strong connection to Lou Henry. She needs to be talked about more and respected for what she did for women in our country, which was very kind of subliminal.
And this is one of my favorite pictures of the person that your school was named after.
I think it's important that they realize that they were people who did the same thing. They did horseback riding and stuff like that. I just try to make them more real.
And then he got more money and he gave that away. So that was kind of what he liked to do.
You are not going to learn that in the history books, and that is a big piece of all of us descendants, is to make people realize that great-granddad's work was phenomenal before the presidency, and the presidency was just a small blip in his life, which didn't tend to work out, as most people know. And then afterwards, he didn't stop. He didn't stop being a humanitarian, and that's exemplified by having Truman and Eisenhower both invite him in to help. I think I'd like them to take away that these were two individuals who recognized that they were very fortunate in their life and that they could look around and see that others weren't so, and they had no problem stepping out of that comfort zone to help other people.
I'm John Magnuson.
And I'm Malaya Williams.
This fall, Waterloo School has launched its International Baccalaureate program at both East and West. Let's hear more about the program and what it means for juniors and seniors in it.
The International Baccalaureate Diploma Program is a 2-year program. It's at both East and West High School. It's for juniors and seniors, and it's for any student who's intrinsically motivated. And right now what we're doing is building up advanced pathways in the Waterloo schools, so this could be an opportunity for any of our students.
I wanted to join IB because of the university opportunity for the credits, like if you enter school as like a sophomore or a junior. But then as I went on the journey and I learned more information, it became because I love to learn.
These juniors and seniors will essentially be in a cohort, a small group of not more than 25 students, and over those 2 years they're going to take 6 courses, as well as the Theory of Knowledge course, and then they have to participate in this wonderful experience called CAS, Creativity, Activity, and Service, where the students will be reflecting on what helps them stay balanced, as well as participating in group and individual service work.
I'm looking forward to being in class with a lot of my friends and a lot of also higher level thinkers.
I really want to be with people who want to learn as much as I do. They're more motivated to get things done in class, and they really have a thirst for knowledge.
The biggest reasons that colleges don't retain students is writing skills aren't sufficient and time management. And kids in the IB program must learn to manage their time, so when they go into the college campus, they are ready.
I'm Jake Wright.
And I'm Annie Grove.
We talk a lot about STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And the STEM push truly impacts all of our students. Here are scenes from Elk Run Preschool's STEM celebration.
Why does this one go faster?
Because it has a bigger point.
This afternoon we're very excited to have our families experience pre-K STEM, and just to introduce to the families that STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math can be done at the preschool level, and also can be done in the home.
Yours is very powdery, and hers is turning doughy.
They're getting hands-on activities, they're getting first-hand knowledge. We're also supplying the parents with take-home sheets so that they can do some of the experimentation right in their own homes with everyday household items.
They're just exploring with natural and found objects to create patterns, to sort the objects, and to look at their different attributes.
How can you fix that so the worm keeps rolling down?
Basis of it is force and motion, and basically a study in physics. Over here the students were looking at direction, or the path that an object travels, and in here they're exploring how the force of their breath can project the bubbles upwards, and then they can show it visually through art.
I really like to thank the University of Northern Iowa. They've been just a great partner, and also the Regents Center of UNI. They have also been wonderful to work with.
Thanks for watching.
I'm John Magnuson.
And I'm Malaya Williams. See you next month, and
Go Trojans.